Welcome back to Sports Mecca, everyone. My name is Jacob Botter. Alongside me is Cory Sanning. And last night we had a Super Bowl rematch on Sunday Night Football between the New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons. The Patriots did get the win 23-7. Cory, what did you see?
Well, I saw what I've seen all season. Tom Brady continues to prove that he is ageless. He is defeating Father Time at this moment. In my opinion, he's the second best thrower of the football behind Aaron Rodgers, but now that he's hurt, we just see a guy that continues to ooze greatness, and it just keeps on continuing. It's like a never-ending time machine.
You know, I saw something on the other side of the ball. You said Brady's been so good this season, and he really has, but Matt Ryan has not been great this season. Ryan was last season's MVP and really has not shown that same passing that he showed last year for the Falcons, and it's really hurting their offense. Some of this could be due to new offensive coordinator Steve Sarkisian and their blend with the offense, but he's still missing throws. Julio Jones had a lot of catches. He had 99 yards and a touchdown, but he wasn't involved as much as you would like to see someone who might be the best receiver in football.
Yes, exactly. You hit the nail on the head. Matt Ryan, you see, statistically didn't have a bad game, 23 of 33 for 233 yards and a touchdown, but we have not seen the same level of consistency that we saw last year, the same level of greatness that we saw last year that propelled the Falcons to their first Super Bowl appearance in over a decade. I thought that the Falcons offense would get going. I came right on here and said it. They haven't started yet, and it's starting to alarm me, and I might be in a bad shape for my Super Bowl pick at this moment.
You know, something that I would like to see the Falcons do is, right now in the NFL, we're seeing a lot of positionless guys like Christian McCaffrey or Curtis Samuel for the Panthers, who you can play at the slot receiver as well as at running back, or guys like what New Orleans is doing with Alvin Kamara. They're running him wherever they want. They can put Mark Ingram in the backfield, put Kamara at receiver, or they could run Kamara in the backfield. I think the Falcons need to work on using Tevin Coleman more in that role.
I definitely agree.
Devonta Freeman is such a good power running back, but Coleman is the guy from Indiana, is so fast, and he has such great hands for a running back. And the Falcons really don't run that many plays with both of them on the field at the same time. Usually it's just one or the other, and it kind of telegraphs, are they going to run or are they going to throw? I think if the Falcons could get more two running back situations in, because they do have two of the top 30 running backs in the NFL, if they get get your best players on the field more often, I think that would really benefit the Falcons offense.
I definitely agree with you. Get him on the field and have Matt Ryan get him the ball. You saw he missed some throws last night to his offensive weapons. Julio Jones, who in my opinion is arguably 1A, 1B with Antonio Brown, but you hit the nail right on the head. The Falcons offense needs to get going as a cohesive unit for them to be able to return to the status that they were at last year.
Let's talk a little bit more NFL. Thursday night, what a fantastic game we saw between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Oakland Raiders in the AFC West. The Raiders got a much-needed win to bring them only up to 3-4. Not very good for a Super Bowl contender, but they looked like one on Thursday.
Oh, they definitely did, and like you said, they haven't looked like a Super Bowl contender because that Derek Carr has been hurt. So you have two MVP candidates going back. This is why we love the NFL. This is why it's one of the most popular game in America. You cannot create this drama anywhere else. You have Derek Carr, 29 of 52 for 417, 3 touchdowns. Alex Smith, right back at him, 25 of 36, 342 and 3 touchdowns. This was a battle of quarterbacks, and Amari Cooper, was that boy special on Thursday.
Cooper had a fantastic day. 11 catches for 210 yards and 2 touchdowns. Michael Crabtree, his receiving counterpart, did have the game winner for the Oakland Raiders with the touchdown. Giorgio Tavecchio's kick made it 31-30 as time ran out. On the other side of the ball for the Chiefs, Tyreek Hill had a fantastic day. He's such a fast receiver that it's impossible to keep up with him. He was even able to drop a little deuces on his way to the end zone. The guy had no chance to catch him.
No chance to catch him, and you hit the nail right on the head. Tyreek Hill's speed is unbelievable to watch. He's the guy that I enjoy watching. I've enjoyed watching him from day one when they went into Foxborough and beat the Patriots. And Kareem Hunt, he's been Kareem Hunt, the biggest surprise in the NFL. He didn't have a great game yesterday, but he still rushed for over 85 yards, and he was still effective. But as of right now, Chiefs and Raiders, I'd love to get that matchup in the playoffs.
I think we all would after that game on Thursday. Now, we were talking about the Patriots earlier, and right now they look like they are the best team in the AFC. At 5-2 right now, that's tied with the Chiefs and the Steelers for atop the AFC. Who do you think are the Patriots' biggest competitors? We have the Bills and the Dolphins are 4-2. The Titans and Jags are 4-3. There's a lot of teams, including the Raiders and Broncos and Texans, that have 3 wins.
I'm going to go with the team that went in there and beat them at home in the season opener. I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs as the biggest threat to the Patriots right now in the AFC. Before, I thought it might be the Steelers, but Big Ben has shown that he's not may not be what he once was. Alex Smith's having an MVP-type season. Tyreek Hill's been great. Kareem Hunt's been fantastic. Their defense continues to hold up without Eric Berry. It's never going to get back to that level because, in my opinion, he's one of the top 3 safeties in the NFL. But, yeah, I'm going to go with the Chiefs as the biggest threat to the Patriots at this moment. That may change down the road, but for now I'm going with Alex Smith and company.
I think it's time to finally talk about a team in the Patriots division who's been under the shadow so long. In fact, they've even been called the Patriots B team with how many players get sent there. Let's talk about the Buffalo Bills. 4-2. That's tied for the second best record in the AFC, with a tie for first also. And they've really just had such a great season. Yesterday, beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 30-27 after some heroics from Tyrod Taylor. What a great season Tyrod Taylor is having right now. Many people question, including the Buffalo front office, whether or not he was the right guy to lead the Bills team. And I think he's really showing that he has what it takes to be a top 20 NFL quarterback. He's without so many receivers. Sammy Watkins got traded to the Rams. That made his top receiver Charles Clay. Charles Clay is injured now. The Bills are so thin. Yesterday, Tyrod Taylor completed a touchdown pass to Logan Thomas. Logan Thomas started the season at quarterback. I think Tyrod Taylor deserves a huge pay raise this offseason. He's had such a great season and really has led the Bills into being this 4-2 team, especially with guys like LaShawn McCoy only putting up their first touchdown of the season yesterday.
And he's outplaying his mentor, Joe Flacco of the Ravens. He has been outplaying him all season. He who has been comically atrocious at some points.
He really has. The AFC is a very tough division. I think the AFC South is not a division that should be slept on. Last year, of course, you would say the AFC South is pretty easily the worst in football. But this year we see three legitimately good teams in it with the Titans, Texans, and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
What a defense they have assembled there. So many young, talented guys like Jalen Ramsey or Miles Jack. And they're really meshing together as a great unit.
Oh, yes, they are. They're coming together right now. They look like the league's best defense at this point.
They really might.
They've held the Ravens. You see what they did to the Ravens and they did to the Steelers. It's just a never-ending cycle with this team, it seems. Blake Bortles has been way much better than he has been in years past, and the Jaguars are going to be a team to watch out for. Look for them come postseason.
I could not agree with that more. Let's do a little bit of NFL pick'em. There's some great games coming this week, including Carolina and Tampa Bay. Who do you see there?
Carolina and Tampa Bay, like I said, yeah, I would go for the home team, but this time I'm going with Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers to go into Raymond James Stadium and upset Jameis Winston. I think they're going to be motivated from their loss last week, and I think they'll put up a pretty good performance.
You know, Cory, I don't know how you're going to say that because the Panthers looked so bad versus the Chicago Bears this past weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jameis Winston had a very good game against the Bills this past week in the loss. Despite having a couple turnovers, he still threw for 370-some yards, a bunch of touchdowns. O.J. Howard with a breakout game. I like the Buccaneers. Texans and Seahawks.
Texans and Seahawks, I'm going to go with the obvious pick here. I'm going to go with Seahawks in Seattle with the 12th man in that crowd behind them. I think their defense will hold up. I think Russell Wilson will make just enough plays for the Seahawks to pull out a victory.
I gotta keep saying the opposite thing as you do right now because I really like this Houston Texans team. You know, losing J.J. Watt to injury is huge. He's obviously one of the best couple players in the NFL. But Deshaun Watson has been so good. They still have so many good defensive weapons. I'm going to go ahead and take the Texans in Seattle. How about Steelers and the Lions? Two teams with high-powered offenses that have struggled at times, but the Steelers have looked really good this season.
Oh, it pains me to say this, but I'm going to go with my team's arch rival, Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to go with them to pull off the road victory. Yes, Ben hasn't been as good as he was in years past, but I think that they're going to have just enough motivation to go in there and take out the Detroit Lions.
I got to keep saying the other thing as you. I'm going to go with the Lions. Ben Roethlisberger over the last couple seasons has really had a tough time playing well on the road. This game is in Detroit. Coming off a bye week, I like Stafford and Golden Tate to get that connection going, bounce back from that bye, and come out on top. Let's one more pick. How about the Denver Broncos at the Kansas City Chiefs in a big battle in the AFC West?
I think we should agree on this one. It's going to be Kansas City. It's going to be the Chiefs. They're going to beat the Broncos. Like I said, they are my number one threat to the Patriots right now. Alex Smith, MVP season. Kareem Hunt, my pick for Offensive Rookie of the Year at this point. I don't see how we can go with the Broncos at all.
As much as I would love to disagree, the Chiefs are going to win this game. So, it is baseball time. It is October. The World Series is finally here. Of course, the Houston Astros defeated the New York Yankees in the ALCS. The Chicago Cubs lost to the Los Angeles Dodgers in the NLCS, setting up a Dodgers-Astros World Series. Who do you see winning?
Well, I'm going to go with the unpopular pick here. I'm going to go with the Dodgers in 7. Like I said, they've been great this postseason. They have Clayton Kershaw. They have Yu Darvish. They have good pitching, and I think they have just enough bats to pull this off in 7 games. It's going to be tough. They may go down 3-2, but I think they're going to have just enough to pull it off.
You know, I got to disagree with you here. Because not only do I think the Astros would win, I would really like it if the Astros won. The Astros were so bad a few seasons ago. It almost mirrors the way the Cubs went from one of the worst in the league to winning last year. I think the Astros do a similar thing. They had the number 1 pick for so many years in a row, it felt like. And now look at them. They've been such a good team this postseason. Guys like Evan Gattis and Jose Altuve really stepping up. Altuve really playing like he's the best second baseman in baseball. And this would be so big for the city of Houston after the flooding there earlier this year caused by Hurricane Harvey. I think I would love to see the Astros win the World Series. I think they'll do it in 6 games. Jose Altuve, MVP.
Very bold prediction, and we'll see what happens.
It's been a nice episode of Sports Mecca. Really quick, I would love to shout out the Memphis Grizzlies for beating the Golden State Warriors and getting Durant and Curry ejected after the result was already done. Shout out to Marc Gasol for crossing over Klay Thompson with a step back. And that'll do it for this episode of Sports Mecca. I'm Jacob Lauder. This is Cory Sanning. We hope you guys will tune in next week. Have a good time and stay stoked.